Assalamu alaikum. My name is Adnan Ahmed and I make videos for YouTube. So today's topic is divorce in our society. I'll talk about Pakistani society in particular. But before coming to Pakistani society, let's have a look about the American society. Um, on a survey, it is seen that 50% of the marriages in America they end up in divorce. End of the day, that society is suffering a lot, and they are worried about that. How we have to make our society understand that divorce is not the actual uh, decision that you should take, because before getting married you have the chance to decide among each other, because it's not Pakistani society there. That is individual society, and you can meet with each other, you can sit and you can discuss whatever you want to. You can know the plus and minuses of each other, and then you can later decide that either we are the perfect match for each other, can we survive in the long run with each other. uh, Automatically you come to know that either we are the best fit for each other or not. So now we'll come to the Pakistani society. Unfortunately, the figures are alarming. In 2017, there were 18,770 divorce cases recorded in Pakistan, and that situation is alarming. Uh, we are a Muslim country, and we know that the only thing that is not liked by Allah Almighty uh, in allowed things is divorce. Allah says that if I do not like something that I have allowed to do is divorce. So there are different factors according to me. I have researched different articles, and I came to know that there are three major reasons behind it, why someone gets divorced at the first place. In our society, obviously, due to media, social media, the girls and the boys they study together or whatsoever is the situation. They get attached with each other on Facebook, WhatsApp, or they exchange the number on marriage ceremonies or wherever is the get together, and they see each other, and there they started talking with each other, and automatically the emotions they get developed. And when they see that our family members, because I'm sending this message again and again, that is a collective society, you are bound, you have to see your parents, your sisters, brothers, your caste. uh, that is very unfortunate, I should say. And what they do is that they go for court marriage. They don't let any person know in the family that we are going to do this, and they get disappeared. And after a while the family comes to know that this thing happened, and obviously that is very uh, harmful thing to do for both the families, because here the honor killing is very common in our society. People are getting educated, but still this thing has not completely uprooted. The legislation is not done by the government in such a way that um, one should decide properly before getting married or whatsoever is the case. I think marriage is a commitment. Out of 7 trillion, if I'm wrong, please correct me, you had the chance to marry one person. So if you can't stay honest with that person, then what is the point to get married? At first place, if you are educated or not, you know your competencies, you know your weaknesses. So the first factor is that the girl and the boy, they like each other, they get attached with each other, they are on the phone calling each other, texting each other, the emotions they get developed, and they see that both of the families they would not agree for both of them to get married. So what they do, they leave their homes and they go somewhere and they get court marriage. And that is the number one factor according to me that I have analyzed and searched 3 4 research paper which were published in the recent years 17, 18, and 16, 2016, 17, and 18. These are the very fresh statistics that I'm giving to you. Second thing is that uh, the marriages are undertaken in emergency. In emergency means that the female is getting 32, 30. um Plenty proposals were there, no one said yes, and now this person is coming and he's saying yes, so within no time you get attached. You just fix the date and both of them they get married. And once they get married, after 2 3 days you come to know that the girl sleeps a lot, she eats a lot, she's not that household kind of product that we normally seek in our society. She doesn't know how to cook. Why? Because we have not worked and we have not analyzed next family and their the person actually who is going to get married. You didn't research about her. Or it's not, I'm not blaming the female only. Sometimes it happens that the boy, they told us that he's in Europe, but he was in Europe, he came back permanently, but he does not have documents, so he's not going back, so why did you lie? And for these tiny little things, the process ends unfortunately on divorce. So that was the second reason, that uh, the male is getting older or the female is getting older, there is no appropriate proposal. Someone came and both the parties, they got agreed to get married, and what they did, they arranged the date, and both of them they get married with the will of both the families. Here both the families are agreed. Make sure this is not the case, that the factor number one that I have discussed before. That is the second factor. In emergency, rushing, you take the decision in rush, and the consequence comes unfortunately as a consequence in the terms of divorce. Secondly, the third factor is that the plus and minus is, no one is perfect. We should digest this reality that we are human being. To err is human. There's a famous proverb. So we should keep this mind that no one is perfect. Once you got married, you have to give and take. You have to give something, you have to take something in order to, uh, you have to build the habit of compromise. No one is angel. Female, I'm talking to you that if you are waiting for a prince to come in your life from heaven, then you are seriously mistaken. It's not going to happen. You will take a common person in your life, a normal ordinary person in your life. It depends how educated he is, it depends on your luck anyway. But if you want to go through the situation successfully, then you have to be, you have to, I should say, reduce the minimum threshold that you have made to select your life partner. For male, I would say that if you are thinking that a princess would come from heaven for you to get married and she would be perfect from all aspects, it's not possible. This is the world. The world is full of griefs and sorrows. So you have to face it. You have to face the music, basically, that you have to suffer. Suffer is not mean that if you're getting married you are just putting yourself in the well of sufferings. Marriage is a blessing, obviously, but at the same time you should not expect that everything is going to go very smooth, and whatever you will think it's going to happen straight away. Things will get complicated, but it's the responsibility of both the partners to cooperate with each other, to compromise with each other in order to make the life easy and happy. So the commitment is very important. The commitment of both the parties, wife and the husband. You are committed with each other. You got married. If you have children, I have seen in my society people got married 20 years back, and after 20 years having 3 4 children, the female is getting divorced. Why? What is the reason? Why we are so egoistic? Why can't we learn to forgive? We say we are Muslims, and our religion says that we should always try to forgive other. And if you want, like, you think that you are the culprit, you have done the mistake, you should ask for forgiveness. You should forget your ego for a while. Be a gentleman, because you have to sort out the problem. You don't have to complicate the problem. Am I right? So there are different women in our society. The one is that the number one is the category of those women who are completely dependent on their husband, and the second number is who are educated and they have um very inappropriate kind of person. I'm sorry to say that he's not compromising, he's not listing anything, he's not cooperating with the household, he's not bearing the expenses of the wife, and that here the culprit is male. So female is left with no choice unless he is going to get divorced. So now the message is for the male members that you should take responsibility. You must feel the responsibility that you are running a family now. You have to cooperate with each other. No one likes problems. For male members in our society, it's not a big deal to divorce the women. It is anyway. It's not easy to get the appropriate proposal for the second time. But female is unfortunately sacrifices more being with the man or after divorce, because our society is so illiterate, or I should say that they don't even know how to behave with those women who are already suffering a lot. To remarry someone for a female who is divorced already is a huge task. She would think 1,000 times again and again that in case if she is having a job, she's independent, she's earning something, she would be more curious about these things, that in case if I get married with someone else, the same thing happen, then where I will go. He gets more concerned about her children, and make sure a family where you are bargaining with each other, you are talking with each other, shouting on each other on regular basis, the impact goes on your children. The children get frustrated. They get like they don't get proper concentration on their studies. So it's your responsibility to understand the whole scenario, that the way we will act there is a reaction that is going to come after a certain period of time. Tomorrow your children will grow and they'll ask you, don't blame us, we've been watching all this, you've been beating my mother, or you've been fighting with each other, and what have you taught us in order to make us a, and what do you expect from us now, to be humble and gentle and ethically very strong and good in studies. Those things are very difficult when you are in such a situation where the couple is not compromising with each other. Okay. The At the end, I would say that the society, my audience is the whole society, men and women, young people in particular, that God has given you the ability to think properly. You have a brain. You should decide well. You should think properly before getting married. That the person who is going to come into your life, he is compromising enough, because we know our weaknesses, our strengths, that where we are good, where we are bad, where we should improve. We should improve our weaknesses. We should not expect 100% from the other person all the times. It's our responsibility to make ourselves good ethically, and when it comes to the household, you know your responsibilities. You should try to meet them 100%, and if you can't, then you should give and take. You should talk to your family. You should make her convinced that the things are going to get changed. No one is happy these days, I know, but the question is divorce the solution of your problem? Do you want to get detached from your family? I don't think so. And if you do not want all that, then you should behave like a gentleman. You should behave like an educated person who knows how to give and take. You should consult religion. There are plenty reasons you cannot divorce. I'm not saying that it's all the time the couple is perfect. There are certain weaknesses. As I said, to err is human. So you have to consider plenty things while making a huge decision like divorce that is very crucial in our society, and it's increasing unfortunately day by day. So there should be someone who is coming out and throwing this message and telling the people that come on, don't do that. Before getting married, you should adjust the stuff in such a way that you should not see such kind of consequences which are harmful for both of the families. Do not ever try to think that it's only you who will suffer and your wife will suffer. You are two families. Your burden is going to get divided on your family. They'll get worried. Obviously, they have to see forecast about your future again, and that is a huge responsibility. The materialistic age is going on. No one cares about anyone. So you are responsible for whatever you will do. So be very conscious while before getting married, and once you get married, then you should try to compromise with each other. This is a give and take game. Never ever think that everything is going to be perfect in your life. This is not heaven. This is world. Everything is going to be the way it's going to be. You are not there to change your destiny within no time. You should have patience. You should have the ability to forgive others and ask for forgiveness if you are at fault and if you are the culprit. My name is Adnan Ahmed, and if you think that you have learned something from this video, do subscribe, comment, share, and like this video. Stay blessed.